Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back in the NBA 2K20. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Donovan Mitchell here in NBA 2K20. Now, this is a great build. It's a great overall build. Now, I know Donovan Mitchell is a shooting guard, but I'm going to make this build a point guard. You get more badges when you make it a point guard, similarity to, and then his name, you'd have to make this build a shooting guard, but you can make it the same exact way and you'll get it. But I'm going to make it as a point guard to give myself the most badges. For the skill breakdown on this build, guys, we are going to go with the finishing and the shooting pie chart. So obviously, this is probably the best offensive rounded pie chart in the game. So we are going to go with this one here, and this will give us the closest thing that we can get to Donovan Mitchell, guys. So we're going to go with the shooting and the finishing pie chart. We'll also have decent playmaking stats. As you can see, your pass accuracy and your ball handle max at 82, which is pretty high for a build that doesn't even have the playmaking pie chart in it at all. So now for the physical profile, again, there's two I feel like you can pick from, and this is what I like to do genuinely for every single guard that I make. Between the main speed pie chart, which will give you an 88 speed, an 86 excel, and a 78 vertical. Otherwise, you could go with the speed and the vertical pie chart, which this way this helps, gives you a better vertical. You're on 91 vertical versus a 78, so there's a difference of 13. I'm going to go with the speed and the vertical pie chart because Donovan Mitchell, he has hops, he can jump, he has some amazing dunks and some layups and things. So obviously, I feel like your vertical pie chart is important and your vertical stat is important. So that's why I'm going to go with that, but really you could go with either or, whatever your personal preference is. I'm going to go with the vertical and the speed though to get a better overall play. For the potential on this, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to max out our driving dunk, our driving layup, our close shot, and then as well as our driving dunk. Now, our standing dunk, and I'm going to take this standing dunk down to 44 to give us 17 finishing badges. I'm going to go ahead and max out my mid-range, my three-point, my free throw, and my post fade. We're going to max out all of our shooting stats. Then I'm going to take this pass accuracy up to a 78. Now the thing is, this build is going to be a scoring machine, and if this gets above an 80, then you end up not getting that scoring machine build, guys. So I'm going to leave that at a 78 there. We're going to upgrade our ball handle and our post moves. We're going to leave that up to, it looks like, a 70 to give us 15 playmaking badges. And these last points, I'm going to spend this on my perimeter D, my lateral quickness, my steal, and then this last point you can go ahead and spend on your defensive rebound. Now, you could do this where you could get more defensive badges if you'd like. You could take your standing dunk and other things like that down, but I'm going to leave it just because I feel like this resembles Donovan Mitchell the most. I think he has 4 defensive badges, but this way we're better off offensively, and I feel like for this build, that's kind of what you're trying to go for more. For the body shape, I feel like Donovan Mitchell, he's more of a defined player. I feel like defined is what resembles him the most, and this build's going to be similar to that Bradley build that I made in the last video. Now, one thing that I had absolutely no idea, I looked up Donovan Mitchell's height, and his height is 6'1". I had no clue he was 6'1". I assumed he was like 6'5". Now, in all retrospect, what I would do with this build is I would make this build 6'5". If you're making this build for Park, I would make the build 6'5", and everything else you can leave the same. You could probably put your pass accuracy up to a 79 because it'll take it down by 1. But I'm going to make this build 6'1" to make it similar to Donovan Mitchell. I had no clue he was 6'1". I thought he was like 6'5" or 6'4". I assumed he was taller than that. Like, either that, I'm assuming that's his actual height, and other people are just listed taller than they actually are because he seemed pretty big next to other people, but I don't know. I never knew he was 6'1". I always thought he was taller than that. So we're going to make this build a 6'1", giving us a 94 vertical, an 87 speed, and an 85 excel. That'll boost up our mid-range shot, our driving layup. Our driving dunk goes down, but you're going to have to get this build to a 99 overall to get your driving dunk, the contact dunk animations. But if you make it 6'5", you could get it, I think, at a 97. So either way, whatever works. But I would suggest if you're playing this for more Park, I would go with the 6'5" build instead of the 6'1". We're going to make it 6'1" to make it closer to him. Now, guys, Donovan Mitchell, he's listed as like 215 pounds. We can't even make this build 215. You can't do it. But what I'm going to do with the weight is I'm not going to max it. I feel like that isn't a good idea if you want to create the best overall build for this. I'm just going to leave it right in the middle at 182 pounds because I don't want to lose any stats. We go any higher, we lose our lateral quickness and things. We go lower, we lose our strength. So overall, I feel like it's just better to leave it in the middle. And I know Donovan Mitchell, like, realistically, he would be up to 215, but we can't even put the weight anywhere near that. We're 10 pounds shy of that. So I'm just going to leave it in the middle, but if you wanted to make it as close as possible to him, I would go ahead and max it. Now, also, his wingspan is an 82-inch wingspan. We can't get an 82-inch wingspan. You can get an 81.8. You can't do that. But what I'm going to do with this, guys, is actually I'm going to minimize the wingspan because your defensive stats really don't matter, and you want to be able to shoot as good as possible. This also helps your strength a little bit. And I feel like to get the best overall build, you're better off just going minimum wingspan, and then you're boosting your ball handle, your post moves, and your shooting stats. So So I feel like minimizing your wingspan is the best option to get the best overall build for a park build. Again, if you wanted it, you know, closer to Donovan Mitchell, go ahead and max it. You get that closer to that 82-inch wingspan. But with this, we're just going to minimize it to give ourselves the shooting attributes as well, the boost of those. For the takeover, guys, I feel like for a Donovan Mitchell build, you can pick a lot of these. I feel like slashing is what defines him the most. I'm going to go with the slashing takeover. Like, that is the best takeover in the game. I feel like in 2K21, the slashing takeover is going to also be the most OP takeover in the game. If you guys didn't see, they were doing a bunch of mocap stuff for more slashing dunks. For more dunks and things and more contact dunks. I just feel like by adding new dunks, it's going to be just as OP because this year it's been really overpowered. And then by adding even more of them, and if they don't take them away, which I wouldn't see taking them away unless the animations, generally I don't think they're broken, but I wouldn't see a reason in taking some of the old animations away. I feel like having, you know, multiple dunk animations, the more the better, obviously, is kind of how I see about it when it comes to the dunk animations. Like, you get a variety. We're going to go slashing takeover, but really, you could go ahead and pick any of these. All of them would work extremely well for a Donovan Mitchell build, guys. So for our build type here, we are going to get a scoring machine. And if you guys don't know, the way you can get a scoring machine versus an offensive threat is, I think it's your pass accuracy needs to be below an 80. If it's an 80, you'll get an offensive threat. But if it's below that, you will get the scoring machine build. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the badges I would throw on this Donovan Mitchell build. And you can go ahead and make this build a shooting guard as well if you'd like. But I feel like you get more badges making it a point guard, so you're hurting yourself by not making it a point guard over a shooting guard, guys. For this one defensive badge, I'm going to put this on Intimidator. I feel like that's a little bit better than Clamps, but that's more personal preference. I'm going to put it on Intimidator, though, just so we can, you know, help play better defense and possibly alter people's shots. For these playmaking badges, guys, I'm going to put Handles for Days on Gold, obviously. You want to be able to dribble with this build. That's not your main thing, but you want to be able to actually dribble and do something with it. So we're going to add that. I'm also going to add Quick First Step on Gold and Space Creator on Gold. Those, I feel like, for every guard build, you're going to want those no matter what. I feel like those are just good badges to have, especially Space Creator, you know, for doing step backs and trying to get out of the step backs and shoot the ball. Now I'm going to put Downhill here on Silver, or you can put Downhill on Bronze. Either works, really. I feel like they both are good, and I'm also going to add on Bailout here. Now you can interchange those. I'd say Silver or Bronze for one of the two, but I would say you'd want both of them. Donovan Mitchell is extremely fast in transition, so I feel like that is a badge that he would have. And then Bailout, so you can pass a layup or dunk attempts if you go up and you don't think you're going to make it. Now, guys, what I'm going to do with the last three is I'm going to put all of these on Bronze, but doing Stop and Go, Tight Handles, and Unpluckable. If you feel like one of those don't work, you can go ahead and put them on somewhere else, but this is what I would do for these playmaking badges. I feel like this is kind of what resembles Donovan Mitchell. Now, I know this build is a point guard in this case, but if you were originally running it as a shooting guard, you probably wouldn't have floor general, and I'd imagine someone else on your team is going to have more playmaking slots than you, and they could go ahead and use floor general there. I'm going to do these finishing badges, guys. We're going to put Contact Finisher on Hall of Fame. I know Donovan Mitchell has it on Gold, but we're going to put it up as high as we possibly can. I feel like that's something for sure that you are going to want with this build. And now for, you know, the cheesiness of 2K20, we're going to put Fancy Footwork on Gold. I feel like Donovan Mitchell needs that. That's a no-brainer. We're also going to add Consistent here on Silver, Giant Slayer on Silver, Relentless on Silver, and then Slithery Finisher on Silver. And that's just my opinion. I feel like those grouping of those four badges all together, you know, they pretty much make it so you can finish over just about anybody with high enough finishing stats. You can dunk on people. You can do whatever you'd like. Now with this other badge, I'm also going to throw Acrobat here on Bronze. I just feel like that is a good badge to have. Having Fancy Footwork and Acrobat, either way, one of those badges is going to get activated. You do a hop step and it turns into a layup. You'll get Fancy Footwork working as well as Acrobat, or if you just do a layup, you'll get Acrobat. So I feel like it's the best of both worlds to have both of those. And I'm also going to add Slithery Finisher up to Gold. Really do whatever you'd like, but this is probably what I would do for these finishing badges to create this Donovan Mitchell build, guys. Now lastly, for these shooting badges, guys, I'm going to add Quick Draw on Silver. That's just my opinion, but you can put it wherever you'd like, whatever jump shot speed you're more used to. I'm going to add Range Extender on Hall of Fame. I feel like it's a no-brainer not to have it on Hall of Fame. I feel like that straight up that's necessary. I'm also going to add Difficult Shots on Hall of Fame. Donovan Mitchell shoots a lot of twos. He shoots more twos than he does threes. So we're going to add Difficult Shots here on Hall of Fame so we can shoot a lot more runners. This will help, you know, in general, shooting the ball off the dribble. But especially, you know, hitting deep twos or, you know, post-type shots, we can take that. I'm also going to put Deadeye here on Gold. I feel like Donovan Mitchell, you know, he's a good shooter, especially by having this build have a minimum wingspan. Your shot arc isn't probably going to be as high as if it were higher, so Deadeye would be a good badge to have. Now, I'm going to put Catch and Shoot here on Bronze. Again, catch and shoot, I feel is somewhat of a placebo. Some people don't, some people do. I'd put it on bronze just to, you know, if it does work, that way you're not losing it. Now, you also could put corner on silver or bronze. I feel like that is another good thing to do, but you don't need it. It's a more personal preference. I'm also going to add Hot Zone Hunter on gold, but if you do not have any hot zones, don't put Hot Zone Hunter on. I wouldn't do that. You wouldn't want that. And then I'm also going to add Green Machine here on gold. Now, if you don't have any hot zones, I would obviously take that off. I'd probably put Green Machine on Hall of Fame, Deadeye on Hall of Fame, and then probably upgrade Corner Specialist, or you could put it on Deep Fades. But overall, I would probably just leave that on silver, and then Deadeye also on gold, and then you'd have those 3 gold badges there. Overall, guys, this is how I feel like you can build a good Donovan Mitchell build here in NBA 2K20. If there's any other players you guys want to see, please put them down in the comments below. If you guys want to see more NBA 2K20 builds, please subscribe to the channel, guys. But anyways, it's been King Clutch here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and peace out, guys. Thanks.